We don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina. Energy to do our thing, get your camera. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go! Oh, man. Woo, what a show do we have today.
Woo.
Shane, how you doing today, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. My Dolphins are 9-3 for the first time in 21 years.
Dude, that is awesome. I didn't even know you had dolphins. That's great, bro.
Yeah, they're all in the backyard swimming in the pool.
Oh.
But I have two favorite pastimes. One is hanging out with my brother and talking on YouTube.
Yep.
Number two is the Miami Dolphin. And I'm just saying, after 40 years of being a fan, it's nice to be looking good this season.
I also have two favorite pastimes. One is hanging out online talking to my brother, and two is stalking Jason Momoa.
He's not kidding.
Yeah, I'm not joking whatsoever. That's not a joke. That's 100% fact, baby.
All right, we have a great show in store for you today. We are talking about some fun stuff, including, if you didn't see it, the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. And by the way, if you're a fan of video games and Grand Theft Auto, you've been waiting over a decade for this. It came out, and it leaves some lingering questions. We've had some people question whether or not the new female lead character, the first female lead character, is LGBTQ. So we're going to be going into that. Godzilla Minus One was going to have a very short stint in the theater, and after was only supposed to be there for a week, and which sent me shocked, thinking, well, shoot, so many people are going to miss it in the theater. But turns out it's going to get an extension, so we'll be talking about that today. We're also going to be talking about the congressional hearings for universities allowing anti-Semitism speech. It's beyond crazy what we're about to see, and
it's actually comical almost.
It's weird. It's just like clown world. And we are also going to, I was slid in one here on Brian. I want to talk about Adam Driver's wrecked face. I thought we were all aware of this, but apparently some people are upset about what Chris Wallace said about him or said to him while he's interviewing him. And of course the weekly weird, which we do every day. So
Adam Driver's wrecked face.
Isn't that a great headline? Adam Driver's wrecked face. And you all know what I'm saying. Like when you look at Adam Driver, you know, he don't look right. Like there's something wrong.
Oh, I thought maybe he was in an accident or something. I thought he just looked weird.
There you go. He looks weird, right?
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
well, Chris,
he looks like one of those when you make a character in an MMO, but like you control the slider for like jawline and stuff, and you don't do it quite right because you're not an artist, and something's a little off about the face, but you've already locked it in, and you didn't look at all the angles, and now you're like, well,
yeah, I would have gone with that or Play-Doh mistake or burn victim. You know, any of these things would have worked out.
He looks like a character creator for sure.
And I will say this: I like him. I don't care what his face looks like, but it's interesting that some people are outraged. So we'll be talking about that. And greetings to all of you who joined us today. Glad to see you here on Hump Day Wednesday.
Hump Day.
I don't think the Grand Theft Auto thing got people too excited. We got lower numbers than usual coming in this morning. So I think a lot of our gamers, but the reason why I think it's important is not only is GTA like really the biggest game on the planet. It really is Grand Theft Auto. Even I, an old man, enjoy playing Grand Theft Auto with my kids, which sounds weird, but I do. And and the fact that 6 is coming out, I'm partially like upset about the trailer, and I'm also partially excited. It's hard to explain, but we'll get into it.
I'm a Grand Theft Auto billionaire. Bet you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I'm poor in real life, but in Grand Theft Auto, I'm very wealthy.
When you want to feel good and escape your life and go be a billionaire, you just jump over and get on your yacht, or what?
Yeah, no, I jump into my DeLorean, aka the Deluxo, and I go smash all the pullers in their regular starter cars.
Nice. So you're the one beating me up all the time. Okay.
Yeah, and they have this new mode in GTA 5 where they're like, it randomly will be like, all right, whoever does the most damage gets all this extra money and experience. You're like, nice. Order my tank.
What's funny, Archmage has a comment here. Red Dead is better in my opinion. You know, what's funny is I initially liked Red Dead Redemption as well. The problem is like when you play it for a little bit, it quickly becomes boring. like you quickly run out of things to do that aren't like extraordinarily repetitive. And while GTA kind of has the same problem, they continued updating GTA a lot. So you ended up with a lot of things to do in the game. So you can really, once you get bored, you can try something else. And,
I like Red Dead Redemption 2 a lot, but it's not fun on your own. Like if you have a posse, then it's great. That's the great thing about Red Dead is like if you actually have a posse and you have a posse camp and you're setting up your posse and you're doing posse missions, then it's great.
It's hard to earn gold on your own in that game.
It is, really, especially if you don't have a posse. And the thing is, when your friends aren't on and it's just you're like, do I want to go and sit on a horse for like 45 minutes out of my hour and a half of playtime? Because that's what it is. You're traveling for like 45 minutes, and they have quick travel, but that's not enough.
It's true. Yeah. It is tough. And
you have to activate like the cinematic mode, so you can sit back and just watch your horse's balls dangle as you're like in a full gallop toward your town or whatever. I like the game, but like there's a lot of traveling, and I get that. That's part of the game. Like,
and like, what do you do? The only thing you really do is go hunting. Like to me, that's like go collect pelts. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. We did that thing when we were first playing it. Me and my posse were like just trying to collect the cougar pelt, whatever it was called, and that was where all the gold came from. And then we got our pelt, like our wagon, and we would load up all of our pelts, and we would have to defend the wagon, and that's how we made the majority of our money.
Yeah. So GTA, Red Dead Redemption, all good stuff. But the news for today is when the trailer came out, what we realized is that GTA 6 is going to have its first female protagonist. When I watched the trailer, which I don't know if we'll be able to see bits and pieces of it here, but
bits and pieces, because I don't want to get claimed here.
I didn't get the impression.
Please don't forget to like this stream. Hit the like button right away. Like, do not wait. Go right away. Hit the like stream as soon as you can, and don't forget the stream hero top left. A big mystery crates this time. We're gonna start throwing in some of those nerd tchotchkes that I've collected over the year. There's really cool stuff, like I still have a couple of those Rick and Morty chia pets, where Morty's head is the chia pet.
That's funny. Stuff
like that, little those pop figures, that kind of stuff. So
very cool. Yeah, please appreciate it every time you support the channel. So I was surprised. I watched the trailer, and I didn't really get anything woke about it or anything other than the fact that looks like they're finally gonna have their first lead character. If you go back to the Grand Theft Auto, it's been going on for a long time, and they're always male lead characters, probably because mostly dudes play, and that makes sense. But there are more female gamers, and they're going to create it as an option. And plus, some dudes just like to play as a girl.
I do,
like Brian.
I always play as a girl.
Right. So we got this new character, and it was very cinematic. The trailer was actually really awesome. I mean, very, Grand Theft Auto-ish, almost movie quality. And I didn't get any impression that there was a trans character here, LGBTQ. I didn't even think that was the thing. What first brought it to my attention was going through social media and it just popping up in different places, and I was actually shocked. And then, of course, we came across an article from the Mary Sue that actually talked about it. So we said, "Wow! So did we miss something, Brian?"
Well, I mean, to be fair, I look at this character and I'm like, you know what? That is a masculine jawline. I could sort of see where they're coming from.
All right,
because that's the character you'd be playing as.
But still feminine, I think.
Yeah, it's still feminine, but it's also pretty masculine. It's like, but
she's a linebacker. She's a linebacker.
She's a man. Yeah, she's a female linebacker.
Not everybody can be a ballerina, dude. You need some linebacker.
It's entirely possible too. That's just like the video game engines. Like, we're not at the point where video game people actually look real yet, and that could just be that's the way it was. We've been seeing over the years, like some of these video game characters are like, they don't look 100% right. Like, they look a little off.
No, yeah.
Especially the last few years, where like they're really trying to show like diversity and inclusion, and so they don't just give them, it's not just like the typical Caucasian face with like, a different skin color. Like, they actually trying to change the jawline and everything to make it look like different races. like Hispanic or whatever, and they tend to go overboard with it. Like Mass Effect 4 went way overboard, where it was almost offensive that some of the races you can choose in there, because it was like a caricature of what those races would actually look like. And this might be that situation here too. So I'm not sure about Mary Sue article, to be honest.
Well, the Mary Sue article actually, so, the Mary Sue article starts out with the questions coming up, and it actually leans on the side of it not being true. That they feel like maybe some of the social media posting is done perhaps not with the right intentions. So, but can you show a couple scenes? Because there's a couple scenes in the trailer where it actually shows her with a male figure, with a male character.
Oh, yeah, it does, yeah.
So that probably should. I can guarantee you there's more about this part wasn't as bad as you had other groups coming out. And I think we have a tweet that we can show you later. People getting upset that they were showing kids, girls in bikinis.
Yeah. By the way,
you've never played GTA. I guess you just don't get it.
It's like, tell me you haven't played Grand Theft Auto without telling me you haven't played Grand Theft Auto. If you're complaining about girls in Grand Theft Auto, like Grand Theft Auto pioneered the idea of being able to find a scantily clad hooker in the middle of the night and beating her to death in your car.
That's pretty much it.
And then it was like, then GTA 3 came out like, hey, you thought it was cool when you can find hookers in bikinis and beat them up? Well, now you can go to the strip club and beat them up.
Oh,
and then a full-on strip club. And then GTA 5 came out, was like, yo, you thought it was cool when you can beat up hookers in the street and you go to strip clubs? Now you can invite escorts to your house, have sex with them, and then beat them up. You're like, yo, I don't know what, like, at what point are we just serial killers? Jesus.
Yeah, at what point does this become a snuff film? I'm just trying to figure out.
Right.
But, it's funny.
What did you expect GTA 6 to do? All of a sudden not have chicks in bikinis? Like, I mean, we would complain. We would be complaining about that. We'd be like, yeah, what the...
Well, and what makes it more egregious is that they don't realize the game's not made for kids. So it's a 17+ game.
Yeah.
There's the shot that they were complaining about right there.
Yeah. The twerking on the top of the car.
On top. By the way, she can hold on to the roof like nobody's business.
That's hilariously cool. I don't know what you're talking about. So far, everything about this looks pretty awesome. I'm just a little bummed out that it wasn't in Vegas. I don't want to go back to Vice City.
So yeah, that was my big issue.
I've had my fill of Vice City. Yeah.
I didn't want Vice City. I thought we were going to do something bigger. You got to keep going bigger. And instead they kind of went back. And I think that's going to be the issue. It really dampened my excitement about the new thing. I don't want to be in, I guess Vice City's Miami, right?
Yeah, it's Miami. By the way,
I'm a Dolphin fan.
By the way, if you want to make sure everyone knows that you're in Miami, include lots of alligators in the trailer.
That does give it away. Yeah.
That gives it away pretty quick.
Like, what the heck?
I wonder where they're from. Oh, they're fighting alligators. That's Miami.
Yeah. So
there's a Cuban guy fighting an alligator on the beach. Yeah, that's Miami.
Yeah. So we've already done Vice City. I want to say Vice City was actually the name of one of the GTA.
Yeah, it was one of the games.
4 and 5, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or 4.
Yep.
And here's what's crazy is like we thought they were going to do the whole United States. So I know it's awfully big, but at least take it, expand it to have like maybe all of the Grand Theft Auto cities in the same game.
Yeah,
that would have been incredible.
Yeah, that would be cool. But here's an idea. At least do a different city. Like maybe going forward, right. Every standalone game gives us a whole nother city to explore. Like we've already explored Vice City. Now I understand there's a completely different Vice City. I'm sure it's not.
No, map looked similar. There's a lot of similar things.
It did. I looked at the map overlay and they were pretty spot on. But this is like obviously much more better graphics. But I wanted to see Vegas. What a total lost opportunity. You had a chance to do Las Vegas
and bury bodies in the desert, right?
Yeah. Do you know how many people would go nuts? And you can do mobster storylines and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Everybody in the United States, not everyone, most people in the United States over the age of 21 have been to Las Vegas. They've been to Las Vegas. They love Vegas.
You know what? It makes me wonder if the producers of Rockstar here, it makes me wonder if they are losing steam and desire and creativity, because it does feel like they're just kind of cheating and going back and using something they've already like starting from from an already created foundation instead of going completely new, in my opinion. Okay, here's the scene. There's one. She's on top of him.
Hold up.
So either she's like giving him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation as an LGBTQ person.
So I think it's like a Bonnie and Clyde type storyline because like now they're robbing a store, right?
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there she is.
Didn't she say something like,
Trust.
maybe they're just friends, dude? Maybe they're just friends.
They're just friends. She just happens to be on top of him,
straddling him on the bed,
and
they're
she's
just
like,
friends.
Trust. He's like, trust. And you're like, I don't think I've ever talked to my chick like that.
Well, trust meaning, listen, I know you've never done this before, but turn over on your back now. Get on your
trust. I'll go slow.
Look at it. He looks terrified.
He's like, this is my first time. She's like,
what am I doing?
Hey, shut up. I'll go slow. I learned this in prison.
Why is your name Benny all of a sudden? What's going on here? Yeah. So, but obviously there's some romantic action happening here, and then of course, she's extraordinarily curvy, but not that trans people can't be. But
no, I've seen plenty of trans people that are curvy. Not that I'm a subscriber to their OnlyFans.
Can you repeat that again, please? I'm sorry.
I've seen plenty of trans women that are curvy.
All right, I guess I just haven't seen a whole lot.
Look. My very specific fetish is female version of Jason Momoa. What do you want from me?
I don't need to know. Women bodybuilders, I'm in.
Okay. I specifically like women bodybuilders. If you've ever heard the term "death by snoo snoo," that's my favorite subreddit.
I've never heard of that.
You never heard that? Has anyone in the chat tell me if you've ever heard the term "death by snoo snoo"?
Doesn't sound right. Someone
in the chat, tell me you've heard the term "death by snoo snoo," please, and I'll put it on screen.
Or don't tell them if you haven't. Seriously. Okay, so keep going here.
Yes, thank you, DS. Got it. Futurama reference. It's when all the big giant muscle bound chicks literally like have sex with all the little skinny normal characters in the show until they die.
That's actually funny. Well, it's not a bad way to go.
All right,
let's keep going here.
All right. Yeah, I mean, look, I gotta be honest. I don't know about the trans thing. Was
there anything else in here that they did? Was that scene in the bed the only one where there was a sexual situation?
Pretty much that scene. The only scenes where you clearly see her face are when she's coming out of jail, and then assuming her pronouns are she. I don't even know. And then when they're in the motel, and she's like, "Trust." He's like, "I trust you." And then when then a bunch of scenes and then robbing places, but their faces are covered. Now listen, so the trailer to me, it gets me excited. Like I haven't been. Yeah, I mean I am. I really like Grand Theft Auto. Like I'm a big fan
too, but I don't want to go back to that city. I feel like we've done that, and I played that game quite a bit. So I don't know.
And I get what you're saying. I guess maybe because I've waited for so long, like,
now we got to start over.
I'd rather have Vegas, but I would take, and that brings up a really big question, Shane. What about Grand Theft Auto Online? What about all the people that are actively paying for Grand Theft Auto Online right now? Like they made $600 million last year. In 2022, Take-Two Entertainment made $600 million off of Grand Theft Auto 5 Online, which is a 10-year-old plus game.
What I suggest they do? I don't think they'll do this, but they should continue to maintain Grand Theft Auto Online, launch Grand Theft Auto 6 as a play the storyline, and then incorporate Grand Theft Auto Online to include both cities where you can fast travel between the cities to do different things.
Maybe all of a sudden there's an airport option where you can fly to Vice City.
Right, and you've got certain vehicles in Vice City, and you've got your other. You almost have another game where you can go over, and then maybe you have some crossover missions and stuff like that.
Oh, and it only works if you own both Grand Theft Auto Online and GTA 6.
course. Well, of course, they got to get as much money as possible.
Yeah. That would be the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just real quick. So let's finish up with this kind of the whole trans thing. So, this is what's frustrating about this is there was obviously nothing to indicate that there's anything woke or trans happening. And suddenly in the media, and I'm telling you, I mean, whether you're on the left or the right in politics, or the far left or far right, there's always going to be some idiots who say something stupid for the sake of saying it. And you cannot listen to a few voices in the room. And I think one of the big problems is that media, especially if you're on the other side of the depending on which side of the political spectrum you're on, you kind of grab what's on the opposite side to like get views and clicks. So here's a prime example of a tweet went out, and the Mary Sue talks about it. A tweet went out that talked about GTA going woke, and Media Matters. Ari Drennan highlighted the conundrum succinctly. That's what the fuck kind of words are you using? Highlighted the conundrum.
Let me tell you what that person is. That person is not a very good writer who is using ChatGPT to make himself sound or make herself, I don't know, sound smarter. That's what that is.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. If you guys want to know, like people, if you're trained in journalism, you're trained to you're actually taught to speak like a sixth grader. You want everybody to be able to read the content that you create. So you don't use giant big words that nobody can understand.
Common speech, right?
Well, because then you're losing your audience. So you're using, I would say they're probably doing something like that. So anyways, the Media Matters folks, and of course, Media Matters is far left-wing media who wants to continue drumming up this kind of thing that the right is doing a certain negative thing. So when one or two people, and this is the problem with our society, is if we continue giving a loud voice to the very, very minute minority of idiots who say things, it's going to make their voices much louder, and it's going to make things a lot more confusing all the time. And now the rhetoric is, oh, gamers think that GTA 6 is woke and they don't want to play it. Nobody said that, but like a couple people. But yet that's what's being put out. And now it's being, and so we're here to kind of set the record straight and to say, look, we really need to, we've obviously looked at this. It does not seem to be the case. It will be the first female protagonist, which is a good thing for the game, not a bad thing. And you just can't trust everything that you hear.
And this is what I love about Twitter/X is that the community notes are actually like a lot of people. It's not.
Yeah. How does that work? I was wondering.
We actually applied to be community notes editors, and we have an email where they approved us. We just had to go through the process of actually signing up.
I want to do that 100%.
Yeah, the thing is, it's multiple people that contribute to the community notes, and then there's someone who takes all those multiple contributions and makes a decision sort of democratically based on that. It's a pretty cool way. So it's
instant fact checking.
Right.
So other people provide evidence opposite to or corroborating with,
right?
And then the powers that be can look at it and go, okay, here's the actual evidence.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Like, look at this. The community notes in here is like, you look at Facebook community notes or whatever they call it, trust and safety, and it's actually there's like literally a dozen people. There's 12 people. 11 of them are LGBT, and they're the ones deciding whether or not you're allowed to post something about this. Of course, they're not going to let you do it. But in this situation, you can post whatever you want. They clarify. It is not rumored that Lucia is transgender. The only reference to the rumor is a Reddit post in which it states that it is rumored, but shows no evidence of anyone making such a claim.
So it sounds like somebody's trying to generate a news. So people
look at the original poster though. It's Drama Alert, bro. The guy's name is Drama. It's this. He's actually a famous YouTuber. His name is Drama Alert. His whole thing is catching drama. That's the point. That's what the character. That's what the guy does.
Or maybe he's creating drama, not catching drama. So if that's the case, if you're like,
he might do both, but yeah,
I'm just saying, there's bad actors in the space, and we end up having these conversations because they say things that aren't true. What we need to be aware of is, look, I'm working every day not to be brainwashed. Like, that's my goal. Do not be brainwashed by what you're reading. Like, right. And if you don't continually keep that in the back of your mind that, hey, be careful, don't get brainwashed, Don't just automatically believe what people say. If you don't constantly tell yourself that, it's very easy to believe some of these things that are come out. Because what else do you have? You don't have the time to go and fact check everybody yourself and go figure it out. You're like, oh my God, that happened. Well, I trust this source. I want to, so it's difficult.
And then on the same note, it also waters down when real things come up like that. So like when real TV shows are forcing like the message, super hyper, left-wing ideology into, TV movies and video games, media. When it does that and we complain about it, it's good. You're complaining about it, that it's hurting the story, that they're modifying the fandom, whatever the complaint is. But then this kind of stuff waters that complaint down. It makes it less important. And we and it's almost like they want us to look ridiculous. So all these bad actors come out and they say ridiculous things that make the rest of us who are actually saying logical, common sense things look ridiculous because we're associated with ridiculous.
Yeah, good point. The last thing I want to say about the GTA 6 trailer is that it broke a bunch of records, and then we'll move on. It was the most viewed non-music video in less than 24 hours. There were 80 million views in 20 hours on this trailer.
Yeah. It broke the biggest record. It even broke Mr. Beast's record by like 40 million.
Yeah, so that just tells you how anticipated it is. 8 million likes, 240K dislikes. I would have been one of the dislikes. And it's trending #1 worldwide. So,
one more quick thing on this. This is from Geeks and Gamers. Originally, when I saw this, for some reason, I didn't read what he wrote. I thought he was reposting this guy, and I was like, no, Jeremy, no.
No, he wouldn't do that.
No, then I saw him like, oh, thank God. Yeah, this guy, and he called it a right-wing SJW. Guess what? There are also right-wing SJWs. I would argue that one reason we are in the position we are in right now, with free speech being hampered across the internet and across college campuses and everywhere on the planet, is because in the early 90s, a bunch of right-wing people, a bunch of hyper-conservatives complained about radio stations, and they gave the government a lot of control, and here we are. So here we go. Here's another right-wing SJW talking about Zionists, which is super anti-Semitic, and complaining about a game that's being sexualized for children. The game is not for children. My kids are not playing this game.
Now, kids do play. My kids play.
Sure. And I've played with my kids, but I keep them away from the sexual stuff. Like we go racing or play in the DeLorean.
My kids play on mute, so they're not allowed to play with the volume on.
Right. And they're not allowed in the strip club.
Nobody's allowed in the strip club.
No one's allowed in the strip club. I'm sorry, son. You can't call the escort to your apartment.
Yeah. Those parts of the game are not cool.
Bottom line, though, it's not made for kids, though. It's not made for kids.
But a lot of kids do play it. A lot of kids play it.
That's fine, but it's an adult game. On their parents. It's on their parents. Look, as adults, we should have games for us. It's not like every single video game is made for kids. Is every board game made for kids? Every card game made for kids? Of course not.
Well, let's be clear. There are more adult gamers than there are children gamers.
100%.
So you got to remember,
especially the ones that are going to spend $600 million a year on your game.
Right. Gaming at home has been going on since, the turn of the 80s. So trust me when I tell you, there are more adult gamers than there are kids. Yeah. Now, kids can play more time and more often, but I promise you there are more adult gamers.
100%, dude.
Okay. Let's that was a good segment. Let's get to the super chats, my friend.
Oh yeah, we got some super chats. My boy's coming through with the ooh. I did that bad.
My boy's coming through with the ooh.
I did that wrong. Sorry. I got a frog in my throat as I was saying it. I apologize. Ooh. All right, here we go.
Come on, do it again.
Come on through with the woo. Kenneth the Rogue for $20. No comment. Just here's $20, fellas.
Thank
you, Ken. My man, coming through with the woo. And then another $10. He wanted to clinch that in the super chat, and he got it. And another $5. Just back it up again. Thank you, Ken. Man, you are just supporting us big time, my dude.
Hey, the last 3 shows, Ken, you've been just supporting the hell out of us, and we appreciate it. And be honest with you, we can use it. So thank you so much for helping us.
Now, he did say something here that was really accurate. I got $10 that says in Grand Theft Auto you can definitely choose your pronouns.
Interesting. That'll be curious to see if that happens. You think that'll be the case?
Then guess what? Then the character can be trans or not trans, depending on who's playing.
But how will? Okay, so was there a pronoun thing in the game like now?
I believe there is. Yeah, could you set like your driver's license and all that?
Okay, so it'd be the personal thing. It wouldn't be the way NPCs talk to you.
I don't know.
I don't know if the game mechanics are that.
I mean, like, I guess if you like, you can probably choose, your gender is male, but your character looks female, and then they'd be like, get that guy or whatever.
If they can't figure out a way to say your game name in game, then they can't do that. I don't think yet.
Like, I mean, but like a man, woman, guy, girl, he, her, whatever. These are like pretty common things. Like, but a lot of them
haven't had to do it.
What's that?
They have never had to do it before.
No, they've done it before. They've done it. Dudes. No, they've done it. When you select your gender, usually that's how you're referred to, like in Mass Effect and Baldur's Gate.
I'm saying in Grand Theft Auto, it has not been.
I don't know. I don't recall. I don't recall. But like, imagine them being. I'm trying to say your actual gamer's name. Like, I got a buddy whose gamer's name is like, it's like XXX Jedi XX69. I'm like, imagine the NPC. It's like XX Jedi 69. It wouldn't work.
I would be hilarious. They should do it.
Yeah. I would make it like a super long name. So like every single cutscene was like 20 minutes. Hey, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That would drive me crazy after the first cutscene.
Right. There was this thing in Dota once where you can right before the game, you can basically brag and predict that you were going to win. And when you did, your character would be like, it's in the bag. And it would say it to the whole server, right? Or I guarantee you we're winning this one, or something like that. There was this one character, Skywrath Mage, who was a windbag, and he'd be like, I decree from the holiest of thou that this game is surely, most assuredly, in the bag, and furthermore, and it would go on for so long that people would disconnect, and they had to shorten it, bro.
Yeah, that's terrible. That would drive me crazy.
Michael Nemo for $5. Thank you, Mike Nemo. He actually he wanted to expand on my death by Snoosu. He said about Snoosu, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy. Zap Brannigan. Thank you.
All right.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy.
All right. I've never watched Futurama, so Michael Nemo also. Brian, here's one for you. Yeah, I don't like cartoons, man.
Oh man,
I like South Park. That's about it.
You're missing out, man. I gotta say, Futurama is some real. I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of cheesy crap in there, but there's a lot of heartfelt science fiction. It's probably like the original Orville storyline wise.
I'm sure that some of these cartoons are fantastic, but there's just so much content that I have to wade through. That's the problem for me. I don't have a lot of time to just dedicate myself to something. So like you got something like South Park that only comes out with 6 to 10 episodes a year. It makes it a lot easier for me to digest.
Yeah, I get that. All right. Another one from Michael Nemo. Hey, Brian, how about Jade Cargill, right? That's the bodybuilder chick.
Mm. Very cool.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not attracted to Jade. That was a joke.
Well, there's a first.
I'm not actually
there's a first.
I'm not actually attracted to like muscle bound chicks. And she is too muscle-bound.
But you are attracted to muscle-bound men.
Listen,
what is going on here?
Look. It's not gay if you don't kiss. Okay.
Well, how about this one? We used to say in the Navy, it's not gay if it's underway.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No. Oh, you should never have told me that line. I'm going to use it so much now.
Yeah, if it's not gay if it's underway, and that was when. Well, unfortunately, that was a big joke when all the dudes were on board, and then that changed when you could actually be gay, no problems.
Yeah, let me show you a picture of Jade real quick.
Couldn't say that no more.
So you see, yeah, you can't.
Is that the one character?
This is the muscle bound chick that he's talking about.
Oh wait, I thought it was Futurama.
Death by Snoo. That's
you tell me you don't find that attractive, dude?
I don't find that attractive at all. Wow. If I'm being honest, I don't. Like, look, I know I come off as some guy who would just like have sex with anybody, but that's not the case. That's mainly a joke.
Anybody, anything.
That's mostly a joke. I'm not actually attracted to most people. I actually do have
mostly a joke.
I actually have a very specific taste, and luckily my wife fits that taste. Thank God. Imagine if she didn't. Oh, that'd be rough.
Our shared internet YouTube search algorithm shows me your taste, so I get those big bosomed, big
booty Latinas.
All right, keep on going here.
Okay, Rec thoughts. I only play Grand Theft Auto to drive fast cars and end as many characters as I can. He's trying to say kill, but YouTube won't let him say it, I think. I don't care which way they swing. YouTube won't let me type what I want to do.
Yeah, listen, it doesn't matter if you're a guy, gal, LGBTQ, you're all getting killed in Grand Theft Auto. Just heads up.
Yeah. Just stay out of Rec Thoughts server because he's coming for you.
He'll have the giant skull and crossbone everywhere you go.
Yeah. Rec Thoughts plays Grand Theft Auto like it's basically Mad Max Fury Road. It's not like a slick game where you rob banks. It's just death in human skin.
Right.
Kenneth the Rote for $10 again. No message, just $10. Hey,
dude, Ken, just bringing it, dude. Love you, man. Thank you.
Dropping the heat down.
Tell you what, you're keeping the lights on, brother. Appreciate you.
Michael said Jade is hot. Yeah, she's too muscular for me, man. Like any woman that can not that can, but that I know via nothing but a thumbnail can physically best me. I'm already too intimidated.
Oh, so you don't like it when a woman can better you. That's what
physically. Like my wife can probably beat my ass, but if you looked at her, it wouldn't be obvious. But if it's obvious this person can pick you up and throw you across the room, yeah, I'm good.
You're not there. All right, I gotcha.
Now, Michael Nemo did specify something very important. Remember, Michael Nemo is the guy who did say Jade is hot, and then he goes on to Super Chat. Thank you, Michael Nemo, for $2. After midnight, a hole is a hole.
Listen, there are, depending on how much alcohol you've had, absolutely true.
In the words of Joe Rogan, guys are gross, and let me tell you how I know they're gross, because I've come home late at night and been so drunk that I effed a hole left in my wall. And then when my wife came down turned on the light, I didn't even try to stop. I just kept going.
Did he really say that?
Yeah.
What the hell?
All right, Joe man. Rogan. All right, next story. Thank you, everybody, for your support. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, guys. We appreciate you guys so much. Okay, so we're going to talk Godzilla -1 because I had like this moment yesterday. I was just freaking out. I was on X, Twitter, and
he was freaking out on X, bro. X is also a drug, by the way. X is a drug. So when you say you were tripping out on X, it sounds like you're.
Brian, you know too much about too many like gray area things. I just want to say,
sorry,
you know too much.
Sorry, look. I am an internet troll, so I see a lot of things. It's not my fault. All
right.
I was raised by 4chan. Go ahead.
That's not a good thing.
It's not
a baby of 4chan. Yeah. So Godzilla. So as you guys know, last week we talked about Godzilla -0 being like the movie of the year for me, for sure. Best movie of the year. Brian enjoyed it, even though it was in subtitles, which tells you something. And so I was pretty excited that this movie might actually be able to send a message to Hollywood and say, look at how much money a movie can make in America when it's done correctly, right? When it's done low budget, but still amazing. And it was supposed to end its run tomorrow. Like that was the initial run for Toho Company, because Toho is the studio in Japan who created the movie along with a lot of other Godzilla movies. But the problem is it's a small studio, doesn't have a lot of money. So its international release ability was very limited. It could only afford a week. Now, I didn't know about this when it first came out, but because word of mouth was so important to this movie, I was like, well, holy crap, it's not going to get a second weekend so that people can actually go see it in the theater. And I would say of all the movies we've seen this year, this is the movie that has to be seen in the theater. Like we talked about the first Dune movie, which I watched on my phone stupidly, needed to be seen in the theater. This movie must be seen in the theater. And the fact that most people weren't going to get a chance to upset me. And I started tweeting out, Well, lo and behold, it looks as if yesterday it was determined that Godzilla would get another week. So someone came through and helped Toho be able to afford the investment to spend the money to give us another week. So if you have not seen Godzilla Minus Zero, get out there this weekend to get a chance, because December 14th, it will be gone. So
yeah, I'm probably gonna take my wife to go see it this time.
It's worth it. I mean, I think so. My wife still, I don't think she would like it, so it won't matter. But I would love to take my boys. We'll see what happens if we have time this weekend. But
all right.
Yeah, so that's good news. If you haven't had a chance to see it, go do it.
It's good. It's good. It's good that some good movies are getting some love, because there's a lot of bad movies out there.
And while we're on the movie topic, let's quickly talk about Adam Driver. This actually came out yesterday, but this morning is when it kind of hit the mainstream. And I sent you a link, Brian, if you haven't seen it in Popcast News. Adam Driver got told by Chris Wallace he doesn't look like the typical movie star, and responded, "I look how I look. I can't change that." And of course, you guys know Adam Driver because he is the face of the new Star Wars movies, the Rey trilogy. What are we calling it? Is this the Skywalker trilogy or saga? Or I don't know.
Skywalker saga, I think, or something. Yeah,
he's the only good thing from it.
He doesn't just look a particular way, but he also sounds a particular way. The way he talks, it's very hard.
He was perfect for Kylo Ren, bro.
It's very difficult to replicate, but it almost sounds like I'm a very angry nerd with a deep voice. It's very difficult to replicate, but he's very unique.
When you saw Kylo Ren the first time, like when we first saw that first movie, and nobody was yet angry or upset after the first movie, The Force Awakens, we thought, this guy's pretty good. Kylo Ren's not bad, right? Did we not agree with that?
Yeah.
And it's all because of this Adam Driver guy. And Adam Driver, guess what? Before he was Kylo Ren, he was a Marine Corps, a U.S. Marine Corps, devil dog. That's what
happened. He got gassed overseas, and
no, his face is just ugly, bro. That's all it is. He got ugly mug, just like us.
I'm joking. Mug. And Chris Wallace is trying to throw shade on the guy, like Chris Wallace is some kind of attractive dude or something.
No, that's not it. See, you just took the same approach, and this is I'm so glad you said that right now, because this is what's wrong with our world right now. I know I say that a lot, but what you said is exactly what's wrong. Chris Wallace said what the hell all of us were thinking. Why is Adam Driver so damn ugly?
He didn't say that, though.
He didn't say that, but that's what we're thinking. Like, he's talented. I love watching Adam Driver in movies. Love it.
Yeah, you see, what I would have said, though, instead of what Adam Driver said, is that would have been, because he says, "You're not the typical looking movie star." He goes, "Well, you're not the typical looking late night host." That's what I would have said.
Well, he's not he's a news
or whatever. I would have said that's what I would have said. And no one would have been mad, because there would have been pushback.
Well, right, no one would have been mad, but he didn't. Like, he took it well, because Chris Wallace also said, you remind me of other guys like, Al Pacino and Jack Nicholson. He complimented him too. And I think that's what's interesting about it. I think Chris Wallace kind of said what we all thought. Well, Adam Driver doesn't look like the typical movie star. He doesn't look like Henry Cavill or Brad Pitt or, and I would say that some generic looking movie stars never become famous because they do look generic looking. Right, this guy who's going to be the new Superman, for example.
No. He's only Superman because he looks like Henry Cavill.
But he looks like a leading man.
Yes, because he looks like Henry Cavill. He looks specifically like Henry Cavill. James Gunn was like, "Yo, we can save like $40 million and just get this guy some steroids. He already looks like Henry Cavill. He just needs to be steroided up." I'm not even complaining. Yeah. I think he looks good, but like I think it's hilarious that it's just Henry Cavill. It's just a young Henry Cavill. That's all it is.
Yeah. When I saw this guy Adam Driver on Saturday Night Live, I think that's what sold it for me. Like, right after Force Awakens came out, he went on SNL as Kylo Ren, and they did that skit where basically
the undercover boss. It was so good.
I laughed so hard, dude. I laughed so hard.
I am here to do the janitorial work, and what they don't know that I am actually Kylo Ren. But at the end of the sketch, that was one of the funniest sketches that SNL's ever done, hands down. So. And at the end of the sketch, like, yeah, we knew you were Kylo Ren the whole time.
The one guy's like, Kylo Ren sucks, right? It was just really funny, and I just got this whole new respect for Adam Driver. And then I saw him in a whole bunch of stuff, and I really think he's a great actor, man. I really do.
That sketch is so good. I wish we could show it to you guys, but SNL is so litigious.
No, we can't show it. But if you get a chance, go look it up.
Go look it up. It's so funny. It's called Undercover Boss Kylo Ren.
Yeah. So, and Adam Driver is earning praise, and this is another one of those situations where how many people got upset about it. So. It says here, Adam Driver is earning praise on social media for how he sensitively handled a divisive interview question during a recent appearance on Who's Talking to Chris Wallace. The host told Driver directly that he does not look like a typical movie star and asked if his physical appearance was a hindrance in his career. Wallace has been widely criticized on social media platforms for his gross and rude question. Listen, man.
It wasn't even gross and rude.
It wasn't even gross and rude. It was what all of us are thinking.
If Adam Driver responded with, "Has your looks been a hindrance to your career?"
That would have been fantastic. It would have been. I don't know, Chris.
It would have been. It would have been something that went viral. It would have been a clip that you played on TikTok or Instagram for years to come.
Yeah, I want to see the 5 people on X or Twitter or wherever they did this that said it was a gross and rude question. I want to see the 5 people that allowed Variety to turn this into a huge story. Okay, that's what I want to see. And this is what's frustrating about the internet right now is, you listen, you guys don't realize this. If you just want to be a freaking troll, right? Like Brian, like an internet troll, okay? Yeah. You can go make the news cycle all day long. Say the most anonymously. Go say the most ridiculous crap you can say, and some media outlet is going to pick it up and use it if they think it will get them clicks.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if one person said it, 2 persons said it, 5 people. It doesn't matter. They're going to do it. So, but the reason why this is important is because what Chris will. I mean, look at the guy's face. Pull it up again. It looks like somebody created him with Play-Doh.
No, it's more like let me just modernize this analogy. He looks like a video game creation, like the video game character creator. That's what he looks like, bro.
I'm just saying,
and somebody put too many attributes in mouth.
True, he's got a lot of lines there.
It's got a lot of lines in mouth.
What I'm going to say is, like, it's okay. It doesn't matter because all dudes are ugly.
Yeah, who cares
about this?
Who cares?
Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. But it is a worthy question to ask. Like, hey, do some people like not want to give you a role because you don't look like Brad Pitt? I mean, what's wrong with asking that question?
I mean,
you should be able to ask those questions.
And that has to have happened. Like, there's got to be studios where it's like, hey, Adam Driver guy's real hot right now. He's a good actor. He goes, yeah. No.
Yeah, you want to know why Adam Driver was Kylo Ren? Because Kylo Ren was a twisted, ugly motherfucker. That's why he was Kylo Ren, and that fit him perfectly.
So he got that job because partly because of the way he looks.
Right. So
what are you complaining about?
So he goes on to say here, so prior to addressing Driver's look, so before he said that, Wallace did note that Driver looked like Al Pacino and Jack Nicholson during his career. So basically saying Al Pacino and Jack Nicholson are ugly motherfuckers too. That's basically what's being said here. But so Kylo Ren went on to say, Adam Driver went on to say, those are the actors that made me want to be an actor, so that's a nice comparison. Driver said, while adding that he often chooses to ignore both compliments and negative takes about his career, which Adam, by the way, is the smartest damn thing you can do. Ignore it all, because most of it is probably either not true or partially true or not untrue. And you're going to get both sides of the spectrum. So the best thing you can do as a famous person is just try to stay as balanced and in the middle as humanly possible.
I agree with you. 100%.
Oh my God. He said, one more thing in here. The New Yorker also called me a horse face. So, okay, if you're going to be mad at Chris Wallace, you need to go have a talk with the New Yorker who called him a horse face. So he said he takes it with a grain of salt.
That's really funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that hurt your feeling, but that's really funny.
Oh shit. Driver said, I remember reading one reviewer who wrote, his agent probably doesn't know whether to put him in a movie or the Kentucky Derby.
Oh my God.
Damn, that's harsh, bro.
That is like burn ward. That's like
Bro,
that's like the epitome of that GIF. Oh, it's hard to see.
That's not just a comment on social media. He said that was a reviewer.
That was like a professional journalist.
Reviewer said, "Look, so look, everybody knows, he's not winning any beauty contests. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Adam Driver, I think, took it really well. So I'm on your side, Adam. I can't wait to see you in Ferrari.
I just posted. I'm posting the tweet right now because I forgot to do it earlier, and I was inspired by what you were just saying with Adam Driver. So I was like talking about GTA 6, universities, and anti-Semitism. Adam Driver is ugly and weekly weird.
Adam Driver is ugly.
Then just threw that in there.
Ugly yet talented.
No, didn't include the talented part. Sorry, Adam.
It's all right, Adam. If you come watch, you'll see how talented we think you are, sir.
Bro. Yeah. All right.
Listen, you know how amazing it is that he went from the military to becoming a movie star. It's very, very rare.
I want to see him have like no joke. I believe that a lot of his conversations he probably has with his co-stars go a lot like those Undercover Boss episodes. They're like,
what do you mean?
Hey, have you tried some of these gluten-free, fat-free, calorie-free, nut-free cheesecakes? And he's like, why the are you talking to me?
No, that's not the way he is. Sure
I can totally see him just being like, no, I haven't.
He takes a lot of like weird roles, like movies that maybe aren't going to do that well. Like right. he's really an actor, man. He's like really out there trying to do it.
I do not want any of your gluten-free, fat-free fudge cakes. He says like there's fudge cakes. He says like his face is shaking. Kylo Ren's voice is Adam Driver's voice. Look,
like, there is no.
I'm wanted on set in 5 minutes. Where is my fucking water? He's like, why are you so angry all the time?
Well, look at my face. That's why I'm so angry. All right, gotta keep moving. I just wanted to point out.
Chair just says "ugly guy."
Brian just really made himself laugh.
It doesn't even see Adam Driver. It just says the ugly guy.
What is wrong with you, man? You know what's funny is I was gonna say something funny because Archmage has a comment here about they passed up on him for Magic Mike. Can you imagine if like he went out there?
The camera's panning up and he's like, "Oh yeah, all right." Gets to his body, his nice body. Like, oh, here we go. What the?
All you hear in the off the side is like the director throwing up into a trash can. Next, get that Channing Tatum guy out here.
Oh, we're being so mean.
But listen, it doesn't matter because we're extraordinarily not attractive guys.
No.
So we're with you, Adam.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're talented. So he's actually one-upped on us. Like he's talented. We're not.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We're not talented.
No matter how
bro.
much fun you make how ugly he is, like he's still one up on us.
Why do you think we're making fun of you, bro? Because we are threatened by your masculine success.
I wouldn't call it masculine. Maybe putty Play-Doh success or something. But.
Oh, look, I just want my chair to say my name. Why does it have to specify how I look?
No, it says Mr. Ed on his chair. Not even
Why does my chair say horse face?
All right, we got to move on.
Okay. All right.
Fun though.
Yeah, ask Sarah Jessica about the horse comments. Yeah, she looks like a horse too, man.
She does look like.
Oh my gosh, Adam Driver and Sarah Jessica partnership getting their kids.
No. When two ugly people get together, their kids come out attractive.
Yeah, their kids are like average, just gorgeous.
Like yeah, when two ugly people get together, the kids come out amazing. It's like God's. Like, look, I just can't possibly do that to that kid.
Yeah, it's like because it's like the happy medium in between the two outlandish looking characters.
Yeah,
it's like two character creation models, and then the game fixes them when they have kids. All right, moving on.
Okay, so that was fun. Let's move on to something a little more ridiculous and serious, actually. So we had congressional hearings. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, right? My days are all coming together.
Yeah, I had the clip too.
We had congressional hearings, and essentially, the presidents of Harvard, MIT, and Penn were all asked to come and give basically, answer some questions to Congress about the fact that there's some of the stuff going on with the anti-Semitism rallies that are happening on their campuses and how they deal with it. And so, if you're not aware of what's going on, there are huge like pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas, movements happening on these big campuses. And, some of the Jewish students feel unsafe and like in danger. And so it got to the point where it became such a big issue that Congress needed to ask some questions and find out, well, what is your policy on bullying and harassment and just putting someone's life in danger, and specifically calling for the genocide of Jews, which is, I mean, think about it. Like when we talk about like speech or hate speech or speech that's not allowed to be used, right? What do we talk about? Like specifically calling for the death of someone, I believe, is considered hate speech.
Right. And just because you didn't know, but from the river to the sea, Palestine, whatever, like that chant that is literally that chant is one of the chants that is calling for the removal of the Jewish nation.
Right. And they're using the term, and I think it's intifada is what it is. Intifada,
which is death to Jews.
No, it doesn't mean death to Jews.
No, but that's what they're using it as.
Right. So what does it mean specifically? It means the shaking off of. So the Arabic word intifada translates to uprising or shaking off. It has been used to describe periods of intense Palestinian protest against Israel, mainly in the form of violent terrorism. The first intifada took place from 1987 to 1990, and the second from 2000 to 2005. It's essentially calling for the cleansing of Israelis.
Right. And cleansing, aka genocide.
So let's show the video clip that they showed in Congress, which showed what's happening on these campuses, so then we can talk about what the people said.
By the way, this is both hypocritical, funny, and terrifying all at the same time. So enjoy this.
At MIT, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate MIT's code of conduct or rules regarding bullying and harassment? Yes,
Are you showing that clip at the beginning?
You've targeted individuals.
No. You need to show the clip at the beginning.
What's that?
With the one at the very beginning. I sent you the link to the actual beginning of it, where it shows a video. They showed a video. You need to see this before they say anything, because it's
okay. So should I show the first part of that, then go to
then
part?
Go to that? Okay. Yeah, because
the whole thing is like an hour and a half long.
No, it's just a video. So if you watch the very beginning, Congresswoman Fox says you're going to watch a video. It shows a 1 or 2 minute video that shows.
So I'll show that, and then I'll show the other clip. All right, 1 second. Let me get it.
Because if you don't see it that way, then you won't understand why it's a big deal. If you haven't seen,
and we'll link the whole C-SPAN thing. It's literally 4 hours long, by the way. 3 hours 45 minutes.
That's a long time.
Long session, yeah. Okay, there it is.
I mean, sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, and so it was showing the examples at the colleges.
Yeah, it showed the 3 of them, right? The different colleges, and they're chanting intifada.
And just to be clear, there are hundreds and hundreds of people out there. Like it's going beyond protest once again, and it's violence, and I mean, imagine being a Jew, like an actual Orthodox Jew that happens to go to that school. I couldn't even imagine.
Well, I've seen video footage of them yelling at them as they're walking down the sidewalks in groups with their signs and screaming at them. So, I mean, it's like, what the question to ask is, where is the place to do this? Like, if you are going to protest against something, why are we protesting on college campuses? Why wouldn't you protest at Washington, D.C. if you believe in it? Have your protests on the, at the fountain there. Why would you do it at schools?
Because they want to bully their school. Yeah.
Because they're able to bully other people of that race who are stuck going there. That's
right.
what it is. And whether it's Israelis or whether it's right-wing
Well,
groups.
imagine if those, instead of being dead to the Jews, imagine if that was the Ku Klux Klan with burning crosses chanting death to all black people.
Right.
Imagine that. So they're out there with the megaphones.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same concept. There's things on fire. There's hundreds of people. Imagine if that was the Ku Klux Klan out there doing the same exact thing. Like,
I would say that's like that's like a really harsh example. Like, that's like,
I mean, is it though?
Those people, well, because the people in the Ku Klux Klan they're ready to go out and like start killing people right that second.
Sure, yeah, right.
There's an actual world event happening that is a very complicated thing between the Palestinians.
Right, but like, break it down to its base elements. Replace race A with race B.
Yeah, I would say race, but don't say Ku Klux Klan, because you're vilifying those students to make them seem like they're racist, when actually a lot of them just feel like the Palestinian side, they're the ones being bullied.
I mean, I'm sorry, fuck that, bro. If you say death to any race overall, you're racist. I don't care how you feel about the Palestinian war. If you say death to any race overall, you're a racist. And if you don't think that, then you need to go back to college, or a better college.
Well, yeah. Well, it means you absolutely. And well, I'm sorry, Jews aren't a race. So let's just
but they are though. Jew is both a race and a religion. We've already been over this, dude.
It's not a race. There are 3 races. So, Jewish people.
Semantics, bro. Like a lot of Jewish people. A lot of Jewish people consider
the term racist is being thrown around too much.
My God, this is semantics. If you are saying death to a specific group of people, you're a racist.
It doesn't make you a racist. It means you hate that group. It doesn't make you a racist.
Okay.
It makes you a bigot, but not a race. I understand you're saying semantics, but people use that term as an all-encompassing term. I hate it. If you don't like the way I ride my bike, you're a racist. I mean, that's the way
that's the lowest regard of that. These are people. These are fucking stupid jackasses with low IQs that were brainwashed by their colleges out there thinking they can do no wrong because they're so fucking entitled that they are calling for the death of an entire group of people. I'm sorry. I'm not going to equate them to someone calling someone racist for riding a bike. It's not the same thing.
I'm trying to say it's not racist. I want to be clear. The facts are the facts. They are anti-Semitic. They are not. It's different. Okay. It's anti-religious, if you want to call it that, or religious people. But you know what? I don't even think it's about religion. I think it's about the fact that the Israelis are where they're at, and they've been there for a long time, and it's a fight over land.
Well, bottom line,
it's a fight over
we're not talking about Israeli versus Palestine.
Not a fight over ideals.
We're talking about these stupid colleges and their entitled students that aren't actually learning shit, and their ridiculous, hypocritical rules. So let's watch this, and then we'll laugh a little bit, and then we'll explain how stupid their policies are.
At MIT, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate MIT's code of conduct or rules regarding bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
If targeted at individuals, not making public statements.
Yes or
no? That by the way, her response to that, when she says is calling for the genocide of Jews against your code of conduct, she's like, if calling for a public individual, like she just like sidesteps it, and she asks her yes or no. Here we go.
No. Calling for the genocide of Jews does not constitute bullying and harassment?
I have not heard calling for the genocide for Jews on our campus.
But you've heard chants for intifada.
I've heard chants, which can be anti-Semitic depending on the context, when calling for the elimination of the Jewish people.
So those would not be according to the MIT's code of conduct or rules?
That would be investigated as harassment if pervasive and severe.
Ms. McGill, at Penn, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's rules or code of conduct? Yes or no?
If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment. Yes.
If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment.
Yeah. So I see what she's trying to do here, and as a guy who's more libertarian than anything else, there's a part of me who agrees with this to some level, like not the calling the death for the death of people, not trying to do that,
right?
But specifically, but you want to be very careful about saying some people can't say things, or else, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm all about freedom of speech. I think it's hilarious though how they're attempting to bypass the statement, and at some point, they go, "Well, it depends on the context." She goes, "The context of genocide of the Jews." She's like, "Well, yes."
And it would have been so easy for Miss Liz McGill here to simply say, like when she said it, say, yeah, if we come across a group of people chanting death to Jews, we're going to stop it. Like,
no, but
like that.
She couldn't say that.
It would have been very simple.
Because they wouldn't.
But here's the thing is they should.
Right, but here is the hypocrisy. They have clear rules. I don't know about Penn, but I know for a fact MIT has clear rules in their code of conduct about misgendering people.
Right.
And how you can be expelled for misgendering someone. But
so if you can be expelled for misgendering someone, why can't you be expelled for calling for the death of a student?
They're going real soft on genocide.
Student, like it doesn't make any sense.
Get out of here, you misgendering bigot. But you only asked to kill someone. That's not a big deal. Like, what? Like, the hypocrisy is extreme, dude. It's crazy.
Well, and you can tell these people are trying to like fit into their little, they're trying to not make their university look bad while at the same time trying to, but there's no right answer here. Listen, if you're calling for the death of people that are walking by you, or calling for the death of people, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard for me because I'm a veteran. I fought for the right for people to burn my flag.
Yeah,
I want people to be able to burn the American flag if they want to.
Listen, about freedom of speech. But I think that freedom of speech ends when you are calling specifically for violence. I think that's where it ends. I think when you're calling to violence, physically hurt someone physically. Now, even that's slippery stuff, because there's fucking sissified assholes out there that would be like, well, I considered it violence because your words offended me and it hurt me emotionally. Like, that'll be a slippery slope. It's so difficult. Look, bottom line is, if you were calling for the violence of someone else, that is where it ends.
So let me ask you this question. So let's just play devil's advocate for a second here. So the term intifada, okay, which says to rise up against their oppressors, right? Mm-hmm. So at what point do you say, this means death to Jews? Because in a sense it does, if they're rising up. But what if they're rising up as, you see what I'm saying, how complicated it becomes? So in some way, could that congresswoman who's calling for it also be kind of pushing her own agenda view as well?
No, I don't think so, because it's not just infinata. Here's another one. Here's an example. All right, this is at I forget what school it is. One of these schools.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea was chanted over and over and over again at either Penn or MIT. I forgot which one. Specifically calls for the elimination of the Israeli state. Not coexisting, the elimination. Because, like, if you look at the map, the river is on one side of Israel and the sea is on the other side of Israel. So from the river to the sea is snuffing out Israel.
That's true. So let me ask you a question. I just want to make this really clear. If all the Israelis like packed up their stuff, got on a boat and left, would the Palestinians still say, go find them and go kill them all?
I don't know.
This is why I say I'm being devil's advocate here, because it can mean one of two things. Now, I'm sure every Palestinian who's suffered at the hands of any Israeli or the situation, I'm sure they want the death of all those people. I'm certain about it. Sure. If I was being oppressed by someone, I would probably want them to not exist.
No, I get what you're saying. Now, if someone came into my house, let's say a Japanese man came into my house and killed one of my kids.
Right.
straight up, I would probably bomb that guy's house and whoever was inside. I would make a show of force. I would go scorched earth on his family. But I wouldn't all of a sudden want to kill all Japanese people.
Right. So, okay, that's a good point, I think.
So
and
I don't.
So there's two ways to look at it here. I think it is a bad idea to let large groups of people. And now, listen, we've been doing it forever. College campuses have been the platform for this stuff going all the way back to the late
platform
50s.
for knuckleheads. Well, I mean, and to be fair, it's back in the 60s when we started actually. When communism started weeding its way into our universities, this is when a lot of this brainwashing and sort of grooming, for lack of another word, started to take place, and colleges have become a place where it's like, well, you're either going to learn something and get a good job, or you're going to learn nothing important and become an activist and do nothing important.
That's true. Although I will say that one of the good messaging probably was when the Vietnam War was going on. There was a lot of anti-war stuff.
I'm all about anti-war. Yeah,
that war was what shouldn't have happened. So I mean,
sometimes it's not, even a clock that's wrong can be right sometimes, and
right,
sometimes you can be on the same side as something where the other person that you're on the same side with is still an insane person.
But what we say is, if there was an anti-war group demonstration, the pro-war group demonstration should also equally be able to be over and say and do their own thing.
Yes.
So that's what it is. It shouldn't only be one voice. It should be as many voices as they want and as many groups as they want, doing their thing.
And I blame the media for that. Because who is reporting on this C-SPAN thing? You see any you see CNN, Fox, you see the mainstream media sites and news talk? No one's talking about this. It's Twitter and YouTube, that are showing the C-SPAN video. There's no proper mainstream journalists are talking about this. So no one is giving it the light it needs to be properly bleached, probably disinfected. Instead, they're letting it exist. I don't know. Like, I love freedom of speech, but when BlackRock Vanguard owns 93% of the media companies and they sort of control what's being allowed to be said, freedom of speech is great unless no one's reporting on it. So most of the normies out there, the people aren't looking on Twitter and YouTube, Reddit, whatever. They're not looking for the correct news. They're just being sort of fed everything. They don't even see the other side. They don't see the fact that colleges are erupting in hyper anti-Semitism.
Right. And that's why you got to come to places like this and other YouTube sites. Come here to get, the information, the news, and we can talk about it, have a discussion about it.
I never signed up for this, by the way. I wanted to talk about fun movies.
Nobody wants to talk about fun movies.
I didn't sign up for this.
Fun to do. Well, you know what? You gotta get out there and tell the truth. If nobody else is gonna tell the truth, then we have to do it. So that's what we'll be here to do, and we'll have a little fun while we do it. So. That was it. You guys decide whether or not you think it was free speech or a hate crime, and we'll let the chips fall where they may. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. And with that, I think it's time to go to the member section.
No, we need Weekly Weird first.
Oh, the weird. Sorry, my bad.
It's okay. I will. But you need to put the poll up for me. Let me give you the polls, please. So now, remember, we always choose one poll for an additional Weekly Weird that we will read about in the members section. Here are your three options today. Woman gets unemployment benefits after spending 11 days on hold. I forgot what that was called. So woman unemployment 11 days, I guess.
Okay.
Here's the new one. You're going to love this one. And this is part of the poll. Hospital worker who had sex with more than 100 corpses over 15 years went undetected.
Okay. That's a good one. Okay.
I'm sorry. It's
the third one.
It's so unbelievable to me. And the third one was, remember, Riz named word of the year.
Okay. Don't know what Riz means, but I guess it's not important.
Riz is a stupid slang word.
Okay. Here we go. Poll has begun. And now this is for the member section for everybody who wants to see us there. Very cool. Okay. And what is our weird story today?
Of course, it's more politics, and I can't control myself this time. This was too much. So let me just play the stinger real quick.
Get ready, you fucking weirdos.
Okay. So today we are talking about a Republican senator, congressman, named George Santos.
Oh, this guy.
Have you heard about this guy?
Oh yeah, I know about this.
Oh, so I knew nothing about this guy.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And I recently have gone down the George Santos rabbit hole. This guy is insane. Like, he is literally and I'm not talking about like, oh, it's politician insane. No, I think he's an actual, like, not a sociopath, a psychopath.
Okay.
And so he was recently kicked out of Congress. People hate him so much that even his own party kicked him out of Congress, and he's losing his mind. So he's got a new job. He's offering personalized videos for $200 on the internet.
Oh, is it that one platform that you can get videos from people?
I guess it's Cameo or something.
Cameo, yeah.
Yeah. The funniest thing about this is, look at these. I'll show you these videos. Screenshots of his account with a former congressional icon.
Icon, all right.
Including several lawmakers posting clips about Santos offering advice, blowing kisses, making cracks about Botox. Screw the haters. The haters are going to hate, he said in one of his videos. Here's one of the videos of this guy.
Megan, how are you, darling? I hear that you're getting some tough heat in the press and that life might be a little rocky now. Let me tell you something. If you believe in what you stand for and if you fight for what you do and you stand by those convictions, screw the haters. The haters are going to hate. Look, they can boot me out of Congress, but they can't take away my good humor or my larger-than-life person.
Clown world.
He says larger-than-life personality. Just to be clear, this guy has swindled.
Yeah, talk about what he did.
Hundreds and hundreds of people out of thousands and thousands of dollars without even trying to hide it. He actually stole a homeless man's dog. Listen, this is not hyperbole. He walked up to a homeless man who had a cute dog, and he said, "Sir, your dog needs medical attention." And he took the dog and told him he was going to get the dog medical attention, and he started a Kickstarter for the dog. He raised like $8,000, had the dog euthanized.
That's not even enough.
And he kept the money.
No.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know he kept the. I knew he kept the money. I didn't know he had the dog killed.
Yes, he had the dog euthanized and kept the money. So, and then he told the homeless guy nothing they can do for him.
Oh my god.
The guy is a literal villain. So he's openly gay, which is fine, but he's also openly. Somehow he's openly gay, but also openly trans. It's a weird. He can't sort of figure out what he wants to be.
I think he's just everything. He's the Panderverse.
Yeah, he's the Panderverse as a Republican, and it's very interesting because he basically manned his own phones when he wanted to get this gig. He would call donors and say, "I'm calling on behalf of George Santos," and he would act like someone else in Congress. He would act like John Kerry.
He was his own calling service,
right? He was acting like he was mimicking like other senators and endorsing himself and saying, "You really need to support George Santos." He would tell donors that he was going to meet with them personally. They would donate large sums. He would say, "Okay, let's get together at this restaurant here that's 3 hours away from the donor," and then he would just not show up because he already got the money. He did it so often they started complaining about it, and his catchphrase was the haters. F the haters. The guy is
crazy.
such a massive dirtbag. He's a swindler. He's a con artist. He's a sociopath. He has no qualms. This entire thing was a grift. And now they kicked him out. Well, he got his own fellow congressman's mom to donate with her credit card to his campaign. Maxed out her credit card. Then convinced his fellow congressman's mom to get her son's credit card and then maxed that out for his campaign.
Wow.
He maxed out 3 different congressmen's credit cards because they're elderly parents.
Wow, this guy's a winner.
Bro, this guy is a absolute riot psychopath.
Wow.
So
and he got
now-
elected. Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, see,
Well, that's who we have in
he ran.
politics.
I think he sort of ran unopposed though. There's like almost no one running in that space.
Because he threatened to have them all killed or something. Yeah.
Right.
Don't run against me.
Right. So
I'll
here's
pick your
where
dog.
here's the guy. I think it's hilarious too when they kicked him out. The House expels George Santos and ethics report accusing him of breaking federal laws. They said laws plural, multiple laws. Here's a video of him.
Santos, Associated Press on Capitol Hill. Today was a historic day
Watch what he says.
In the House. For just the 6th time in the chamber's history, members voted to expel one of their own from office. Santos.
I love. He's like, why were you expelled? He's like, I don't know. I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
You did so much wrong, and he not only, here's the deal. He not only did wrong, he would brag about it, like openly brag about it.
Yeah,
He
those are
had
the worst.
zero qualms about telling everyone his wrongdoings. It's
So he
crazy.
wanted to get caught. He wanted to get caught. That's how it works.
Yeah, and now he's on Cameo, and I'm sorry, man.
That's where you know what? That's
I'm
where he
sorry
wanted to
for
be all
Republicans
along.
out there, but like, there's some Republicans out there like supporting this guy just because he has an R next to his name and signing up for his
That's
stupid
a bad
cameos.
idea. Bad
Don't
idea.
do that. Don't support any politician because they have a letter next to their name that you identify with. This guy's an idiot. He's a psychopath. Don't support this guy.
Yeah, people struggle not supporting their own team.
So that's the funniest thing. This guy is like a literal, like a gay super villain that has no qualms about it and was finally expelled from from Congress
Is he
after robbing 3 of his Republican colleagues, congressmen, because their elderly parents didn't know better. Jesus.
I mean, you just can't trust anything. We don't know if he's even gay. We don't know what is it. You know, he could be lying about everything.
He does seem like he's gay though. If I'm being
No,
honest.
all right. Yeah, somebody. Yeah, okay.
And he's like, because he's like, yeah, thank you. He's lispy gay. So
I like Kenneth here, a trans woman who is gay, so he likes women.
that's annoying too. So yeah. So he did say something about that too. I don't know what's going on with this guy. This guy just really likes to lie, I guess. All right, we got a super chat from No Money G underneath the wire because we are going to the members section. Thank you for No Money G for $10. It says, damn, YouTube keeps blocking my super chats. Not a single bad word or nothing mean spirited. I don't know what the F is going on. Did it on Monday's show too. Yeah, it's because Shane got us a yellow check mark last Friday, and ever since then, super chats have been more
That's
restrictive.
not true.
It's your
That's
fault.
not true.
It's your fault. It's your. I told
That's
you.
not true.
I told you. You gotta keep the controversial stuff out of the
Hey.
first 5 minutes of the show.
They don't change super chats for particular channels. They did it for everybody.
Yeah, I know.
So-
I'm just giving you a hard time, bro.
Well, people don't know that, so don't. It's funny when you do it as a joke, but that's actually a serious problem. So if you do want to be a little more wordy or use different words, then feel free to use our other place to donate. What is it?
Oh, top right, streamlabs.com/the Popcast live. No restrictions there.
Yeah, there are no restrictions, so feel free to go there and do it. I know it's easier on YouTube, but you know,
Way easier.
YouTube's trying to make this. I don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it. You know, they're trying to hate to use the term whitewash everything, but they're trying. I'm sure it will not be long before we can no longer say the things we're saying on our channel.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. We just gotta make our own language, guys. Like what we did when C19. Remember the coof? We literally came up with our own words for it, so we can talk about it online, right? The jab, coof. Like these are not common words. Just
yeah, and we still have to do it with things like the mustache and different things like that.
All right, guys. We are going to the members section. Shane, can you explain to them what that is? Because I have to clear my throat.
Yes, the member section. That's where you want to go hang out with us, and we talk to you guys one-on-one. We talk about what you want to talk about. We don't have any topics that we're going to take into the section, so we're just going to shoot the shit for a little while and hang out. So if you want to join us there, just click the join button from where you're watching, and it's cheaper than half a cup of coffee from Starbucks. So just come hang out with us. We'd love to see you.
All right, that's it. We're on our way out. If you guys want to join us, go ahead.
And congratulations to Kenneth LaRoque, who won our Stream Hero today.
Yes, he did.
And we'll be adding to Kenneth's box that he'll be receiving from us.
Yeah, I'm going to throw some Rick and Morty stuff in there. Okay. Listen, we are going to the member section. If you want to become a member, it's pretty simple. Click on the join button down below. If you're already a member, then there's a link to the Prime membership or the Unleashed membership. Both those, Prime's already live. Unleashed is about to go live in about 30 seconds. And if you ever want to become a member, then, know that your support is the reason we can do this 3 times a week. And we would appreciate it. And if you can't, we got it. No big deal. We'll be back on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel, 10 a.m. sharp. Unless Shane's running late. I'm blaming you. The members weekly weird is going to be hospital worker sex by a mile. And the full headline there is hospital worker had sex with more than 100 corpses for 15 years when undetected due to serious failures. That's going to be our weekly weird today.
Yeah, and I knew the word sex was going to do it. I should have left that word out.
Yeah, you should. It always does it. All right, guys, we love you so much. Thank you, Rick Thoughts. Yes, kapla. We take leave of you, my fellow warriors, and we'll see you in the members section. Adios, muchachos.